All right, hell yeah. I need practice getting in on both sides, particularly this left side. See, if I come up to this right side, I'm just like right here and in. So let's see what I do. I shift my weight all the way to the right and then go to the left. So I shift my weight all the way to the right and then go to the left. So even just right here, we're coming up with cool stuff. So it's just paying attention to why can I get in so good? Because I shift right and then I shift left. So let's do that. Why can I get in so good? Because I shift right and then I shift left. Try to lift myself up with the left and then shoot over to the right. Let's see if that works. Hell yeah. Okay, so we just came up with one of, you know, just by being observant. You know what I mean? Let's see if that works. Hell yeah. Okay, so like, because you ask like someone that's expert, you're just like, well, how did you do that? Well, like, I don't know, I'll just have to actually pay attention. Because when I come up here, I love coming in on this side. And if I hella exaggerate it, I'm pulling myself up over here and then jumping this way. So let's do it in slow motion. I bet you can do it real slow. I'm pulling my body up this way and then jumping over on this to straighten this. Ooh, sorry. To straighten that arm down. So I can probably do it slow motion on this side where I'm going, okay, I shouldn't be talking to that camera at all. But so I'm gonna pull myself up hella slow over here as much as I can and then jump to this side. Straighten that arm out and then I'm in. Okay, so that's interesting. And then jump to this side. Straighten that arm out and then I'm in. Okay, so that's interesting. So even if I'm in the middle, it would be the same process. If I just have a hell of a loose rope, I'm gonna try to pull myself up with one arm over here and then straighten that one out. I'm gonna try to pull myself up with one arm over here and then straighten that one out. So I've never known that you can do stair steps. Because I guess if you just pulled straight on both, that does work. Okay, and that's actually probably a really good practice to do. Come to the middle part of the boat, and then you're pulling yourself up and then straightening both arms. And that might be actually the easier way to go. Just because it's just one fluid motion. Let's do it. Yeah, I kind of favored my left, but that still really worked out pretty good. Let's do it. Yeah, I kind of favored my left, but that still really worked out pretty good. Ah, crap. The camera angle's probably terrible. I totally forgot about the camera angle. All right, so so if we do this in like 1 minute, when I go up over here, this is my favorite side, I pull up on the right and then I jump to the left, and jumping to the left helps me straighten this arm out. I pull up on the right and then I jump to the left, and jumping to the left helps me straighten this arm out. So I pull up as high as I can, and while I pull up on this, it gives me the opportunity to actually jump up over onto this elbow and then straighten that arm out. So I pull up as high as I can. And while I pull up on this, it gives me the opportunity to actually jump up over onto this elbow and then straighten that arm out. And I was showing how, you know, this is my hard side to do this, but do the same thing. Pull yourself up on your left and then jump over on your right arm to straighten it out. So this is my hard side to do this, but do the same thing. Pull yourself up on your left and then jump over on your right arm to straighten it out. So and then in the middle, you can do the same thing. I'm going to pull myself up on my left and then jump. Well, the middle might be a little harder. I don't know if that technique works. Oh, that was interesting. I pulled myself up on my left and then I straightened my arm on my left. So this might be, well, let's go over the middle one just so we have it. Typically you just pull up and then push straight down. The middle might be a little harder. I don't know if that technique works. Oh, that was interesting. I pulled myself up on my left and then I straightened my arm on my left. But if you're up over on the side with an angle, you do get the advantage pulling yourself up and then straightening the lower arm. You do get the advantage pulling yourself up and then straightening the lower arm. So we're going to do that right here. Pull myself up with this arm, straighten this lower arm. Pull myself up and then straighten this lower arm and then finish up over this lower arm. Pull myself up with this arm, straighten this lower arm. Pull myself up and then straighten this lower arm and then finish up over this lower arm. So now we're gonna do, because in the middle, I've never tried just pulling myself in the middle. And that's crazy because all boats will have perimeter lines, but you might be somewhere funky on it and you're not gonna be. You're just, there's 8 people around you because you all flipped and you're hanging on, and as a guide, you just gotta get in. So if I have it flat straight right here, pull straight up, arms down. Hell yeah. Arms down. So, but that final in is when you straighten your arms straight down. So now I'm gonna be over here, and I'm gonna try to do it even as possible. You know, just be right here. Yeah, so it's harder because this arm is higher. Yeah, so it's harder because this arm is higher. Well, let's widen the stance. It'll probably be even harder. Yeah, it does go. Yeah, it does go. So we're gonna go over here. So actually I did it on this side, but what we're gonna try to do, we have staggered arms, but I wanna pull up the same and then push down the same. Let's see if we can even do that. See, I just wanna favor one side. See, I just wanna favor one side. So if there is a slope, pull up on the high side, go to the low side. So if I do want to do that technique, I probably just have to shift my weight a little bit more on this upside. So here we go. Yep, and then it's kind of even. All right, so, whew, man, and hopefully the angle was good for that. But let's go back to the middle, because this is one that I've never actually practiced, and it's probably the easiest. Just pull straight up and then push straight down. And if you got hella slack, you know, maybe you can even pop a knee in there, because that was the other thing. Straight up and then push straight down. And if you got hella slack, you know, maybe you can even pop a knee in there, because that was the other thing. Like on some boats, you're like, I can't get up and over the boat. But maybe all you need to do is get to where you're just, I don't do weightlifting or anything like that, so I don't know what this position is called when you're just straight arms and you're in here. But I mean, I'd be hesitant to put a knee in here, but right now I got a knee right there, and that does kind of make it easier. What you need to do is get to where you just straight arms. But just be careful, you know, with anything getting in between here. And we do have a lot of slack on this, so let's spin it around. And then this is nice and tight, so let's try this. We're gonna, yeah, so just straight up over the top. All right. So this was my weaker side. Even though I'm hella tired, we're gonna pull up on the left and then jump to the right. I'm not gonna do it slow, I'm just gonna do it. Here we go. Yeah, so that's how I can get up underneath this arm and straighten this arm out. Yeah, so that's how I can get up underneath this arm and straighten it. So always straighten the lower arm out at the end. Sorry for the cracked voice. We've been using a fake voice for the last 8 months. All right, here we go. All right, hell yeah. Because these are the 3 places that you will be on a boat. These are the 3 places that you will be on a boat. You'll either be in the middle, no D-ring. You know, let's just do another one right here. Just arms close together. Maybe that's all you got to hang on to. I know this is lower. I'm gonna pull myself up and then get over this one. Yes, so that's so interesting. Pull myself up and then get over this one. Yes, so that's so interesting. And you could even do it just one arm. You know what I mean? So then you can do a variation of like, well, I don't know. You know, if you did have a cheat, so if I do have a cheat, I can still practice getting my, so if I do have a, so this is perfect, because even people with a cheat, I've always just done this arm over arm, and it's still really hard, because you have to get up in here. Like once you're here, then you're at the same elevation as if you had straight arms just on the rope right here. So, and you can even do it just one arm. You know what I mean? So then you can do a variation of like, well, I don't know. You know, if you did have a cheat, so if I do have a cheat, I can still practice getting my, so if I do have a, so this is perfect, because even people with a cheat, I've always just done this, arm over arm, and it's still really hard, because you have to get up in here. Like once you're here, then you're at the same elevation as if you had straight arms just on the rope right here. But let's go over the cheat. So if I'm just hella tired, and I just go wrist, or just like, just right in front, and then just keep walking, and I got my elbows here. And then I can use my elbows to pull myself up. This is really strong. Your body's really strong doing this bicep curl, where you're just 1, 2, and then you can just pull yourself, you know, but I would get, I would walk your hands as far as you can go. So you go 1, 2, and then just keep walking them, kick with your feet, and then pull yourself in. So that's another technique. Okay, so what we're doing there, yeah, because if you got like one arm up here, then I can do that same thing. Get my body this direction, and then straighten this arm out, and then I'm just straight over it. I've seen people try to get in with D-rings. Just seems like you're gonna rip your fingers off, but we can still do that same technique. I'm gonna pull myself up on my left, and then try to jump to the right, straighten the arm out. And we need to get more time on the clock, that's for sure. Let's try this. All right, here we go. Yep. So that's, oh, my fingers got caught in the D-ring. That sucked. Okay, we'll try it one more time though. So pull up and then my fingers are gonna get caught in the D-ring. So I don't wanna do that. But well, let's try to see if I can actually, and there's nothing to pull up on the top of the boat. But even if you don't have anything, let's see if we could, no, there's no way you can get in a boat with nothing. But let's see if you can actually grab something in the middle. Okay, let's say you can grab something in the middle. Like now what? Well, I would try to get your arm up like this, because now you can do a bicep curl and you can get in. So, you know, I'm 15 years in the game, and I've actually never played around with any of this stuff. And so it's just fascinating playing around with boats. You can come up with some pretty cool stuff. All right, we're gonna see if all this footage is just total garbage. Yep. All right, I don't know if you can see a darn thing. Hopefully you could, but let's do a couple more before it just gets hella dark. Because this is totally, you should spend all day, literally, you know, at least like 1 full hour just pulling yourself back into the boat. That camera don't work, so we can be any direction we want, but we got hella seaweed. All right, so now what? Yeah, let's try to just grab the top of the boat like you didn't have a perimeter line, kick with our feet. Okay, so I even grabbed onto something. We have those. We have some battens in the middle of the boat. So let's try that again. Now this boat's pretty small. Okay, so the issue here is your arms are going to be this way. So we did identify that if we can grab, if you can get your hands up to the middle of the boat, and that's still real hard. Okay, so let's do it again. So I grabbed over here, and if you can get your arm up like this, then you can just do a bicep curl. And now you're in a bicep curl. Whoa, 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 we got wind on the boat. But maybe my boat is totally different than a big boat. Just because my boat's going up at a 45, so it's probably easier to climb in. All right, I think we got enough footage for tonight. I'm gonna pack up the cameras and maybe paddle around a little bit. Thanks for joining me, and guess what? That's a video.